We're on episode 3 of Moon Knight, the friendly type, and people have raised the idea that Steven is actually the personality that came afterward, and honestly that would make a lot of sense, because Steven definitely has less connections to this world than Mark, and Steven's desire to reach out to his mother might be to make up for Mark not talking to his. Doesn't stop his pain from being real though, so I don't know how to feel about this. It's a little bit wild, but I'm excited to explore Egypt a bit. If you guys want to watch the full reaction, check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Otherwise, take a quick moment to leave a like, and let's get started. Stop on the suit!
And then I found him with the scarab, living 20 minutes from our old place.
Whoa.
Not worried you might have burnt too many bridges? All those stolen relics.
They've already been stolen. That's what people forget.
Returning them to the rightful owners.
Take them off the black market and return them to their rightful owners.
I wonder what your father would think of his little scarab now.
We'll never know.
I miss him too, is all. But I worry about you. Have a good trip, love.
Forging a passport is that easy? For someone who knows what they're doing. When Ammit is... Oh shit!
We found Ammit.
Already? Oh.
You're never gonna find Harrow.
Really? Oh, wow.
It's a kid. Oh!
Mark! Don't do it, Mark. Stop it. Stop.
Oh shit! Oh my
Where are you
god.
taking me? You are at the airport.
Steven's trying to go home. Poor guy didn't get his money. Oh. And... Oh shit!
I swear that wasn't me.
Then who was it?
It was someone else. They have a third person in here? Oh shit.
Take him to the ledge.
He's just a kid.
He'll talk.
Praise Ammit.
So much for talking.
I thought he'd talk.
He said nonchalantly.
I didn't do any of this. Me neither. Listen, if you've got a problem with the body count, I suggest you start listening to that stupid pigeon.
Out of my way.
What about the other gods? Are they just gonna stand by and allow somebody to unleash Ammit?
Anger them enough, and they'll imprison me in stone.
Worth it.
You have any good ideas?
I have a bad one.
Oh boy.
What are you doing?
What the heck?
Sending the gods a signal they can't ignore.
No matter what happens, keep digging!
Hurry! They're gathering their avatars now. The last time I spoke to the gods, they banished me. Our case against Harrow must be indisputable.
What if Steven takes over right now?
Oh my days, we're inside. We're inside the Great Pyramid of Giza.
He's nerding out.
Khonshu's theatrics are unparalleled. Goddess of music and love. Surely Khonshu mentioned her.
Other gods aren't really his favorite topic.
Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa.
In attendance, Horus, Isis, Tefnut, Osiris.
Spare me your self-righteous threats! I was banished for not abandoning humanity unlike the rest of you.
Whoa.
We have not abandoned humanity. They abandoned us. We simply trust our avatars to carry out our purposes.
We need the might of gods! Return from the opulence of the Overvoid before you lose this realm!
We did not wish to meddle in the affairs of man.
I mean, Ammit is gonna meddle.
Judgment against Arthur Harrow!
That is a heavy accusation, Honcho.
They haven't been paying attention at all.
The purposes of our meeting must be nefarious.
You know exactly why we are here!
I was in the desert, but if visiting the sands were a crime, the line of sinners would be longer than the Nile. And
He's a deceiver!
do not trust the word of a shamed God. I have no idea how many personalities he must possess. The man is clearly insane.
That was not the move.
But this is a deeply troubled man. Concho is
God.
taking advantage of
Damn.
the same way that he abused me.
Let us speak to Mark Spector. Are you unwell?
I am unwell.
Doesn't mean he should just be ignored.
But that doesn't change the fact that this man is... This is about how dangerous he is, if you would just listen for a second.
He has committed no offense.
Because you're blind, because you're not paying attention.
The matter is concluded.
Part of you believes.
There is another way. You must listen to me carefully.
Yes.
Ammit was buried in secrets, the location hidden even from the gods. Find Senfu's sarcophagus and you'll find your tomb.
Okay, how am I supposed to do that?
His sarcophagus was stolen and sold on the black market. You might want to start there.
Fun.
I hope you like attention. Right guy, right place, but you're not Egyptian.
How'd you find him? Just randomly on the street.
So what exactly are we gonna do here?
I'm not here to help you. I'm here for me and for everyone else who would die if Harrow succeeds.
Copy that. I've heard that sound since our wedding. I had her under control until very recently.
What happened?
It doesn't matter.
We could have handled it together.
Man.
Just got back from our honeymoon in the Maldives. It's an interesting little detail to give to him.
Well, I'd tell them you worked at a gift shop, but they'd never believe me, would they?
Layla.
It's been a while.
Good to see you. Right this way.
Thank you.
So what, this Joker just puts on normal mock games in his backyard for fun?
No, he gets private lessons by the best.
Uh-huh.
In his backyard.
Good. Thank you for having us over on such short notice.
Yes. Good to meet you. Pleasure. No?
I was like,
understand this is more than a collection to me. But I think I just would love to take a look. Funny man. Feel free.
Let Stephen out before you blow this.
Not a chance.
so let Stephen out.
Practices are
The information has to be unlocked. It's coded.
Will you give me a minute? I gotta talk to Stephen. Just
He just needs a couple of minutes in there alone. He's praying.
Sorry, if you expect it, it's not going to be
It's
while I'm
prank.
in prison. Do you want a bloodbath? It should make a start.
Hey, what are you
Whoa.
doing?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Mark! Don't!
Get on your knees.
okay. Why settle for a clue when you can have the treasure?
Anton! Anton, don't listen to this man. He's trying to stop us from reaching
Please. Your husband doesn't tell you the truth. And Mark, you don't tell her because she'll see you exactly as you see yourself, as unworthy of love.
Summon the suit. Give them what they deserve.
Anton?
What are you waiting for?
Never in pit.
He's gone. Where is he?
He's gone. All of a sudden. Whoa. This cape is shaped like crescent moon. Whoa. What? How did that happen? Oh. Oh. Jeez. Oh.
Stop it! Stop it! No, Mark.
Steven, now's not the time.
Give me the body, Mark.
Oh no. Oh no.
Let's all just like chill the F out and talk for a second.
Oh.
The body. Take the body, Mark.
Take the body back there. Ah. Whoa. Take the body back, take the body back.
What was Harold talking about? He said I had a right to know.
I have no idea.
Yes, you do.
No, don't let him do that. He's got this idea that he can see true nature of people or something.
And then something else pops up, and it's like I've not known you at all.
Yeah. You haven't.
Mark, just letting her... This sucks.
Maybe, actually.
This one. Okay. Fragments.
We need Steven. He understands all of this. I really think it's worth giving him a shot. It's okay, just let go. I don't have time.
Go ahead, you're in. Cheers, thanks a lot. All right.
This is amazing.
Steven?
Ah.
Et voila.
Et voila. Is she?
So what do we do with it?
Those little pinpricks there, that's a constellation.
We should be able to triangulate the stars into coordinates, right?
Senfu marked that tomb like 2,000 years ago.
Oh.
The stars. So unless we know exactly what the sky looked like on that date...
Khonshu does.
I remember that night. I can turn back the night sky.
How?
It will come at a cost, and I cannot do it alone. Tell Mark to free me.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
It's the night.
You brought this upon yourself, Khonshu.
Damn. Oh, damn. Got it.
I got it. Steven. Mark. Come on. Come on.
You were right about Khonshu. And in the end, he left us no choice.
You morons.
Can he hear us?
We think so, yes.
You want to listen in while Harold taunts him?
Can I tell you a secret? I enjoyed dealing out pain on your behalf. That is the greatest sin I carry. Had you not broken me so completely, I might never have known the value of healing. I want you to remember one thing. Your torment forged me. I owe my victory to you.
Oh, man. Ooh. Ooh. Egypt and London. I didn't even realize that. That's pretty cool. I was really hoping there would be times when Mark would have to turn to Steven for help and willingly give up the body, and I'm so glad to see that happen here. And Steven is extremely knowledgeable though, and I wonder if he was put there at the museum by Mark or Khonshu to glean information that could be useful to them later. Like how much of Steven's life is his own, and how much of it is in service to Khonshu? Was he in that museum to learn so that Mark and Khonshu could access that information later? I don't know. And there is a level of trust that's being built between the three of them, most of the time out of necessity. Khonshu asks Steven to tell Mark to come and save him after he's been imprisoned, despite knowing that Steven has been trying to get out of this at every opportunity. And for Mark to go back and save him, I don't know how he does it. Like, he's got to access the inside of the Giza pyramid by conventional means, since he can no longer kind of teleport there through a door. So him getting in and saving Khonshu seems difficult. And while Mark is invested in stopping Harrow and Ammit, does he actually want Khonshu to come back? Because he doesn't want Khonshu to be a threat to Layla anymore, so I don't know. He's going to be forced to get him back at some point, but it's going to be a personal struggle there. What's troubling, though, is that there's another person who took over the body at some point. I don't think it's Khonshu, because if he could do that, why bother building a partnership with Mike in the first place? But those guys on the roof were really scared of Mark after he lost control. But I don't know, Steven was the one trying to get them to the airport to go home, right? So how could he frighten them? And Steven didn't want to kill the guys on that cliff, and Mark didn't do it either, so I don't know. Like, Mark did want to show mercy to that kid, though, like open hand slapped him instead of punching him. And then he didn't want to hold them up to the cliff until he was egged on by Khonshu. And Khonshu, he's so nonchalant about the kid dying, but it obviously affects Mark, and it's just all very screwy. What's really compelling, though, is that sometimes when Mark and Steven switch bodies, they go into the mirror consciousness, but sometimes they just wake up when they don't have consciousness until they have control over the body again. So, like, sometimes they have an understanding of the context of what is happening, and sometimes they have no idea what's going on. It's all very confusing and fun to watch. I did like the opening scene with Layla forging a passport to get back into Egypt, and we hear about her backstory, understand more about why she's so capable. She's specialized in retrieving stolen antiques and artifacts and returning them to the rightful owners. And I can definitely see how that could rub some people the wrong way. And the fact that she made enemies means that she didn't keep her identity fully a secret. So that's probably a big problem. And this older woman who makes this passport for her clearly cares for her. And there was this deep breath before she handed over the passport to Layla, knowing the danger she's about to walk into and knowing she can't stop her. And I liked her. I don't know if we'll see much more of her, but I liked her. And we got to see more of Layla's relationship with Mark. You sense some chemistry, you sense a lot of history for sure, but there's also so much resentment because of all the secrets that Mark has kept. Harrow was able to drive a wedge between them just by mentioning that Mark is keeping something from her, and her enemy said it, and she knew it to be true because that's what Mark does. He always keeps secrets and she never fully understands him. And it actually does seem like there's some romantic interest between Steven and Layla, and that it could be mutual. Like the way she looked at Steven when he was working on putting the cloth together after he did it, very, very interesting to see how that works out. The whole thing with the Egyptian gods was fascinating, but also super frustrating, because they have their avatars around, but only to observe humanity. As bad as Khonshu and Ammit are, they're actively trying to make the world a better place. And these other gods are acting like freaking children. Khonshu said they abandoned the people, and it was either Tefnut or Horus, who was all whiny about it, like, the people abandoned us. Oh, are you kidding me? Like, you're practically all powerful beings and you care about whether humans worship you? No, I hate when people with power or status or fame blame those without it. Like, if you have the power to do something, use it for good regardless of how you're viewed. And a god that helps only those who worship them is just so self-centered. But, I feel like I'm going to get torn apart in the comments for that. But anyway, I myself am agnostic, but part of me wishes there is no god, because if there is, they allowed a lot of people to hurt others in their own name, and there's so much senseless suffering that goes around. But, yeah, Osiris also blamed Khonshu for nearly exposing them. So how are people supposed to worship you if they don't even know about you? And Osiris said they decided not to meddle with human affairs, and yet some are bitter about being abandoned? How are you giving up on all of humanity when the ones who quote-unquote abandoned you are already dead and have been dead for thousands of years? They won't even give their descendants a chance, and they're whining about being abandoned. Jeez. To be fair, we don't know the individual feelings of all the gods. Osiris acted like the leader of the group. I don't know if he actually is. We also had Horus, Isis, Tefnut, and Hathor in attendance. And at least Hathor was actually somewhat helpful to Khonshu. Not enough to override the rest of them, but she considers Khonshu a friend. And at the very least, she had her avatar help Mark. It's interesting though because Horus and Hathor actually aren't part of the Aeneid, but the other three are, and I wonder where the other gods and avatars are. But I was also very frustrated to see them dismiss Mark because he's unwell. It's horrible when we see real people not take those with mental health issues seriously, but these are freaking gods. At least have some suspicion of Harrow, geez. And Harrow's just left to do whatever the heck he wants, completely unchecked. And, I mean, Harrow, of course, is worse. He's playing on the gods' prejudice against those with mental health issues to get his own way, which is just so despicable. And Khonshu is definitely horrible in his own way, but at least he hasn't completely abandoned humanity. And here I am defending somebody who uses and manipulates people. This sucks. Love the way Khonshu got their attention though, a freaking damn eclipse, and then later he needed to see the freaking stars from 2,000 years ago, so he kind of just swiped time in the sky. So how does that work? I don't know, because he didn't actually move the stars back to 2,000 years ago, because that would be ridiculous. But then once Khonshu is made into stone again, do the constellations go back to normal? And I mean, this has to tip off some other people in this universe, right? You're telling me Doctor Strange isn't just like, what the fuck just happened? I need to look into it. Maybe in a post-credit scene somehow. But the episode ended with Harrow freaking, I owe it all to you, Khonshu. Like, I shit on all the other gods, but Khonshu is quite terrible too. Maybe his intentions were a little better than some of the other gods, but his methods were so stupid. Manipulating and abusing his avatars, that is not a healthy relationship at all. And I don't blame Harrow for becoming the way he is. But obviously he needs to be stopped. Anyway, guys, incredible episode. Full reaction is going to be on Patreon in the link in the description below. Leave a like, really helps out the channel, and I'll see you guys soon with more. Bye, friends.